Volkswagen T1. The first generation of the Volkswagen Type 2 with a split windshield, informally called the microbus, split screen, or splitty among modern fans, was produced from March 8, 1950 through the end of the 1967 model year. From 1950 to 1956, the T1, not called that at the time, was built in Wolfsburg. From 1956, it was built at the completely new transporter factory in Hanover. Like the Beetle, the first transporters used the 1100 Volkswagen air-cooled engine, and 1131 cc, 69.0 cubic inches, din-rated 18 kilowatts, 24 PS, 24 bhp, air-cooled flat 4-cylinder boxer engine mounted in the rear. This was upgraded to the 1200 and 1192 cc, 72.7 cubic inches, 22 kilowatts, 30 PS, 30 bhp, in 1953. A higher compression ratio became standard in 1955, while an unusual early version of the 30 kilowatts, 41 PS, 40 bhp, engine debuted exclusively on the Type 2 in 1959. Any 1959 models that retain that early engine today are true survivors. Since the engine was totally discontinued at the outset, no parts were ever made available. The early versions of the T1 until 1955 were often called the barn door, retrospectively called T1A since the 1990s, owing to the enormous rear engine cover, while the later versions with a slightly modified body, the roofline above the windshield is extended, smaller engine bay, and 15 inches road wheels instead of the original 16 inches ones are nowadays called the T1B, again, only called this since the 1990s, based on VW's retrospective T1, 2, 3, 4 etc. naming system. From the 1964 model year, when the rear door was made wider, same as on the bay window or T2, the vehicle could be referred to as the T1C. 1964 also saw the introduction of an optional sliding door for the passenger cargo area instead of the outwardly hinged doors typical of cargo vans. In 1962, a heavy-duty transporter was introduced as a factory option. It featured a cargo capacity of 1,000 kilograms, 2,205 pounds, instead of the previous 750 kilograms, 1,653 pounds, smaller but wider 14 inches road wheels, and a 1.5 liters, 31 kilowatts, 42 PS, 42 bhp, din engine. This was so successful that only a year later, the 750 kilograms, 1.2 liters transporter was discontinued. The 1963 model year introduced the 1500 engine, 1493 cc, 91.1 cubic inches, as standard equipment to the U.S. market at 38 kilowatts, 52 PS, 51 bhp, din with an 83 mm, 3.27 in, bore, 69 mm, 2.72 in, stroke, and 7.8 to 1 compression ratio. When the Beetle received the 1.5 liters engine for the 1967 model year, its power was increased to 40 kilowatts, 54 PS, 54 bhp, din.